Good, beautiful morning. Good, beautiful morning. I had to finish chewing my piece of ice, but I hope you guys are getting your notifications. Um, I decided to come over here this morning because I dreamed about my baby last night. And I said, he like, Mama, don't start nothing that you're not going to finish. And I say, I'm going to finish this and I'm going to do an introduction to who my son is. I wanted this to be done a little different. I do want to bring you guys into my home, but I'm a disheveled mess. I need to do my hair. And since I'm feeling up to talking, and introducing who my son Mac Myron was, you guys, I'm just gonna come on however I feel, right? Hey, good morning, Lakeisha. Hey, Val Barnes. Hey, Miss Bless. Hey, Vanessa Pretty Vibes LLC. Hey, Lakeisha. Hey, Lisa Clark. Hey, Rita Brad. Hey, Jocelyn. Hey, Lonnie Bird. Hey, Dana Blank. Hey, Prayer at Heart. Hey, Easy Cooking with Nay. Hey, Kimberly Dozier. Hey, Wendy W. Hey, Diamond D. Good morning. Good morning, Kimberly Dozier. Hey, Erica Robertson. Hey, Tracy Ann. Hey, Miss Kim Richardson. Hey, my boo. Hey, beautiful diva. Hey, Love Chop 65. Hey, Michelle C. Hey, it's me, Riri. Good morning to all my Roz squad. I see you guys coming out in the building. I appreciate you guys. Roz, I'm at work, but I'm listening. Okay, thank you, baby. Have an amazing day at work. I'm up. It's early. I'm the only person awoke in my household right now. I slept so good last night. I went to bed kind of early. Once my Janae made it home, I was in and out of her live, but I was just in my bed relaxing. It has not been anything good. Good morning, Elizabeth. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Tamika. Hey, Miss Tracy. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Toy G. Hey, Elizabeth. I see you guys coming on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome to In My Loving Memory of My Son. Welcome to this channel, you guys. This is where we will be giving out our raw emotion and feelings and things that, we go through with the loss of a child. If you stumbled upon this channel by accident and you really are sensitive to certain topics, this is not the channel for you, right? This is why I made a second channel because I wanted to respect the people that just did not want to hear it, right? Happy same to you, Sally Songs. Sally Sings. Happy Sunday. Hey Don Hood. Hey Kim Wicker 46. Tracy Johnson. I see you, baby Miss Diva. It's me. How you doing, boo? Let me come over here to Kim Wicker. Yes, yes, yes. I see them beautiful praying hands, honey. Let me go up and see because I know it's people coming in. Alani, Dana, Joycelyn, Rita, Pennywise, there you go, Lakeisha, Miss Bless, Val Barnes, Latanya, Royalty Queen, Trina Davis, Tiffany Hall, Rita Brass, Selena S. How you doing, Selena? How you doing, beautiful? Brenda Hill, Tandra Grayson, Grandma and her Lotus Flowers, Toy G. Okay, I had to come up because I knew I had missed a few people and I miss Royalty Queen and them. Hey y'all, good beautiful morning. But listen, you guys, I had a dream about my son last night. And it was at first I was kind of like scared. It kind of like scared me. And I don't know why I'm so easily shaken, you guys, but I am. So I was relaxing last night. I had to, and y'all already know the drill, right? When I have a dream, the first name I call is Davion. Davion. I just had a crazy dream. She was like, Mama, what you dream about? I was like, I dreamed about Myron. And I was telling him to bring me my car. And I was asking him, do you know you passed away? And he was like, what? What you mean I passed away? My son was in my dream like he was alive and well. That he didn't pass away. And I don't know why that scared me, but it did. But Davion said, Mama, I don't know why my brother came to you. I prayed for him to come to me. She said, I just prayed and asked my brother, can you visit me in my dream? I miss you. And he didn't came and visited you, Mom. I said it's something because I feel like after I woke up from being shocked about how vibrant and alive he was, right? Because I was like in my dream, he was so alive that I was like, do you know that you died? And I don't know if that's the part that it was weird. But now that I'm wide awoke this morning, it wasn't anything scared about that dream. I think it was God's way of telling me that my son is still living. He's living everlasting life. And that brings me a sense of peace, right? But I don't know why I was so startled last night, you guys, but I was so startled. And maybe because my house was dark. I don't know what it is, y'all, but I was startled. So I'm just giving you guys my raw emotion. But this morning, I feel relieved. I feel released. So anyway, I want to give you guys backstory of exactly who Myron Lee Crenshaw Jr. was to me and was to the world and who he came into this world to be. I'm so thankful that God gave me 29 years with him. I'm going to continuously thank God for that, right? Like 29 long years. I mean, not long enough. Let me not get it twisted, but 29 years, right? Because that's not long at all. I wish I could have had them longer, but I'm thankful for the 29 years that God gave me, just to say that, right? Um, so Myron was born March 7th, 1992. Myron came into this world weighing 2 pounds, 3 ounces. I had Myron at 6 months, 1 week of pregnancy. I think 6 months and 1 week is about 30. Was it like 30 weeks? I can't remember the amount of weeks, but my baby was premature. Myron due date was June 19th, 1992. I had him March 7th, 1992. He stayed in the hospital for 2.5 months, 2 months, 2 weeks to get to a weight of 4 pounds, 5 ounces. My son had one major surgery when he was just a 2 pound little baby. He came into this world fighting. Now, my son had to have surgery on his chest that scarred him for his entire life. It didn't scar him mentally because he couldn't remember, but it left a big scar from the center of his chest to the center of his back, going around halfway around his whole body. That was a scary decision that I had to make because I had to give them authorization to go into my little bitty 2 pound, 3 pound ounce baby's chest to close off a valve so that his blood can go into his veins and can be cut off. Because if he would have stayed in my womb longer, then that would have naturally closed on its own. But being that he came so fast, it was something that they had to do surgically, right? So that was a hard choice. He was on the ventilator for the first 30 days of his life. He did not breathe on his own. A machine breathed for him. And I would go see my baby, but I had a 1 year old. Well, she wasn't one yet. She was 11 months old at home. She had her first birthday, and I left her party to go spend the night at the hospital with my son, like I did all the time, right? I would go between home and the hospital, home and the hospital. I would take care of her during the day, and then I would go to the hospital to spend the night with Myron, and then I would come home in the morning and be with my Janae, and then I would go back to the hospital that night. And my grandfather made it possible he would take me. My son was in UCSF hospital in San Francisco. I lived in Richmond, so that was a ways and it was a bridge. But my grandfather took me all the time. When I say I will forever be grateful the type of grandfather that I had, because my grandmother didn't drive on the freeways. But my grandfather always made stuff happen. Even if I had to get bus and BART, he would make sure I had enough money for lunch, dinner, bus, BART, whatever I needed, right? Like my grandfather, either he took me or he provided the finances for me to go, right? And I did this the whole time my son was in the hospital, because when babies are in NICUs, you want to make sure that you are present. You want them NICU doctors to see you, to see that this baby is loved. You just want to make sure that your presence is known, right? So I did that all the time. But this is when my mother was alive. So even with her help, I was able to do it because when I would go to the NICU to spend a night with Myron, she would be at home taking amazingly good care of my Janae, right? It just worked out. I had a team. I always had a strong team. Let me go down, you guys. Hey, Latoya and Myron, throughout his whole life, you guys, one thing, my son, he wanted to do everything in a hurry. And after, when he once he started growing up and his personality became, um I was aware of who he was. I could see him wanting to come out of that wound early, you guys, because everything he did was fast. Everything he did was in a hurry. He just hurried through life, y'all. Everything was right now, right now, right now. So it was something, right? Like, it's just a trip how he came into this world, how he lived his life. His personality matched so amazingly. Hey, Lady Aquarius. Hey, Glory Wiley. Hey, Mary Ann. Hey, Tiffany. Listen, you guys, if you guys have any questions, just drop it in the chat. I know that I'm reading. I know that I'm talking, but I don't mind taking breaks. What I know about my son, I will always know. So if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Don't be scared because the end results end up as a sense of peace somehow. Yes, Mimi. Yes, Peanut Mimi. It did this morning. This morning it seemed to like peace, but last night I was so startled. Miss Diva is me say confirmation. He's over you. Your angel, most definitely so. Diamond D say morning Riri, Lady K and Michelle. Latanya say Ross, he's letting you know that he's all right. He's with God. Yes, he is, and he's living. He's living his everlasting life, right? Good morning, Rosa Chad. Hey, the real me. How you doing, baby? Good morning, Diamond D. That's Mary. And it's me, Riri. Say I have live and live in color dreams also, like it's real. Yes. Let me see. Shayna Brooks say, Day Day, I did the same with my husband and baby. He came. Ooh, yeah, because Day said, I asked my brother to come to me. He done came to you. Let me drop down. Yeah. I'm like, my baby, she's missing her brother. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Christy. Thank you, Lata. I love this. I absolutely love it. Roz, is this channel for those who lost their babies are still norms, what are still norms. Go get it. It's forever who is able to listen. It's for everybody, for all of us. Whether you lost the baby or not, whatever the situation is, this channel is for you. Cassie baby say I get it. His early birth made sense. He was always ready to get going. You said his son is the same way. Yes, Cassie baby, you following me, right? My son did everything fast. He was like, I'm coming up out this goddamn wound. I'm coming, I'm coming out, I'm coming out. I don't care if I gotta stay in the NICU for 2 months. I'm coming out because he did everything fast. It was like, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. Like Myron just did not sit still. If he wanted it, he got it. If it was something he wanted to do, he did it. He did not second guess. He did not second guess. Listen, y'all, Myron was moving and grooving. That boy used to keep me on my feet. And listen, the way that I disciplined my son, you guys, was to make him sit still. It was so hard for Myron to sit still I didn't have to whoop him. I didn't have to do nothing. All I would have to do is make him sit at the foot of my bed, the same way I do his son today. I make them sit still, and that's torture. I mean, you could tell that they just can't take it. They squirm and they run and they rolling on the floor. They like, can I please get up and move? Stillborn. Okay, yes. Yep, stillborns. Yep, most definitely. Stillborn is still a loss of a child, right? Yes, go get it. Definitely, definitely so. And like I said, I'm not dropping a link right now, but I will be dropping a link. And if anybody want to share they stories, anybody want to let us know, what you have experienced, we're gonna feel free. There you go, Latanya. Okay, let me see. Good morning. Hey, Sheila Austin. Cassie Baby say, I wish my dad would have come to me in my dreams, y'all. I miss him so much. Let me see, baby. I never see him in my dreams. I want to see his face again. You know what I mean? Yes, Cassie Baby. And just pray. And one thing about it, it happens when you least expect it. See, Davion wanted mine last night. I wasn't looking for, like I love to see my baby whenever he decides to visit me in my dreams, right? But it wasn't my prayer, it was hers. So don't sit back and, dwell on it. Just get yourself in a peaceful, comfortable, just rest, ease your mind, just let go. Your dad will come. Your dad will come. I will definitely catch her. Okay, Angela. Okay, sweetie. Okay, so you guys, let me finish this introduction to who Myron Lee Crenshaw Jr. was. Let me see. I have to do my grandson like that. They can't be still for 0 seconds. Miss Trina. Yes, you don't need to whip them boys, right? Yes, boys are busy, busy. Gloria. So dang on busy. It drove me crazy. It drove me crazy because I went from my daughter, which was an introvert all her life. Like who my Janae is today is definitely who she has always wanted to be. Not a people person. She's more open now than she's ever been, right? But Myron has always been the one that loved people, the one that had to be outdoors, running, jumping, climbing, walking, just doing something, right? So Myron was born at 6 months, 1 week, 2 pounds, 3 ounces, many, many, many things. Myron did not walk until he was 16 months. 16 months. Like he took his time. He used to be on his feet and his hands. He loved balls. He would push a ball through the house. Everything had the sound of a car. The balls, he would make the car sound. With cars, he would make the car sound. He loved cars. He loved balls, but balls was his favorite. I don't care what size ball it was. He would play with a ball for hours. For hours and hours and hours, he would play with a ball. So my son started walking at 16 months, which was late, but I never wanted to rush my baby to do anything because I know that he has some struggles, right? So it was fine. He knew how to get around. He knew how to communicate with what he wanted. He knew how to let me know, right? He was not potty trained either. My Janae did everything early. She was potty trained and talking and communicating and walking early. Myron did everything late. So it kind of like balanced out, right? But one time my father's mother, my grandmother Johnny May, came to get my baby and they must have put him on his feet constantly because by the time he came back home that following day, my son was walking. I said, I don't know if he didn't want to crawl on my grandma's floor. I don't know what the situation was. But when they brought my baby back, y'all, he was on his feet and walking. And I was celebrating him. I celebrated everything. I celebrated when they pooped in a potty. I celebrated everything with my kids. And no, I'm not perfect. I'm just telling you guys the highlight of being a mom, right? We could get to the other stuff at a later date. So anyway, Myron, while he walked at 16 months, he's always been, just a very friendly young man. My son was the only one of, like because I end up having other children later down throughout the years, I end up having Davion and Joel. But when it was just him and my Janae, he would take his time. So moving forth to elementary, Myron struggled with his academics. Myron had a delay and he was had an IEP and he had a 504 plan and he struggled and he was not ashamed of his struggle. He would go to his sister, he would come to me, he would go to his sister. He had a best friend that he had met in his class. He had a small classroom setting. His name was Chad. Now, Chad was this little kid with these glasses, and Myron did not care. He loved him some Chad, Myron and Chad. And Myron, he went through elementary. He was the only one of my kids. I was going to tell you guys, he had to get a bus. from where we lived to an outside district. So he didn't go to school with any of his friends from our community because he had an IEP and they did not offer the IEP in our school district. So he had to be bused to a different community, which was Hercules. I lived in Richmond. He had to go to Hercules, and he went to Hercules from first grade all the way through his all the way through his schooling, right? He went to Hercules. We end up moving, and he was so excited. We end up moving to Hercules in his sixth grade year. So he was graduated from elementary. He had middle school. He still have an IEP, but he's getting a bus. He don't like the bus. He never wanted to be on the little yellow bus. He did not like it. He wanted to be out and about. He was too cool for the bus. So when I decided to rent a home in Hercules, that was music to Myron ears. But let me tell y'all the funniest thing about Mac Myron. Myron was so excited that we lived in Hercules and he was going to be able to walk to school. Let me tell y'all something. My son, Myron, 12 years old, left out of my house at 5 o'clock in the morning. More like 5:15, and walked to school. I don't know why. He was always in a hurry, y'all. He walked to school at 5:15. I was pissed. I think he beat me up, right? And I was driving the bus at the time. So matter of fact, he didn't beat me up. I was gone to work. So when I came back to pick up Majane, Davion, and Jewel, they had let me know that Myron had walked to school. So about time I do my route and I get to the school, I call Myron because he has a cell phone, and I want him to meet me at the bus because I want to know how did it go, who did you walk with, all this stuff, because I had no clue that he left out at 5 something in the morning. He left after I left for work, so I didn't know that he left out that early. So anyway, when he came to the bus, he was like, "Mama, I was so scared." I said, "Why you was scared?" He was like, "It was still dark. And I was walking to school and it was deers. I seen the deer." Because if anybody know Hercules, Hercules is like a hillsy area. Like they done built a bunch of houses in the habitat of probably deers and, jackrabbits and all type of stuff that live in the wild, right? Myron done walked to school so early, y'all, that he telling me, and I couldn't even whoop him or be mad at him, y'all. That baby was ready. Listen, he said, I was so thankful that he made it to school safe. But I'm like, don't you ever leave out the house that damn early when you the only person on the street. But I know I knew my son. He was always in a hurry. He did. I'm like, I talked about this, and he was scared. He never left out that early again. But that boy, he was so in a rush for everything. He listened. That boy made me laugh so many days after I knew that he was okay. It was hilarious because I'm like, the deer should have chased you a little bad, but you had no business leaving up out of this house at 5 something in the morning, right? Yeah, Hercules is scary at night. Let's tell you. Let's tell you. He said he seen deers and he was like, I was scared. He said, then the school was still dark. I said, why did you have to go so early? That boy, but that was my baby, always in a hurry. I'll catch the replay after I help my grandmother. Have a great day. Okay, Tip Swirl. Have a good day, baby. Latanya, you know about Hercules, honey. Sheila said, I miss your father too from going to the funeral or whatever. He would always have me dying laughing. What happened? That boy was ready. He was ready. Myron was ready to go. He was ready. Listen, he we live in Hercules, his school. He ain't got to get on that yellow bus. Although I drove the bus, and my kids got on the bus with me a lot. My them didn't care. They'd be like, "Shit, get me a ride to school, mama. Take us to school." And my and Myron, they had to kind of stay at home a lot of the times because I had to get Joel Bad Bud and Davion on the bus and take them to Hannah ranch. And then my bigger kids to Hercules Middle and Hercules High, right? So anyway, I had a little system going on. I was a single mom, but we figured it out, right? We made it work and it worked out right. Myron never walked to school that early again. He learned the valuable lesson, but that's just a little bit about his personality, who my son was. It's just he was always in a hurry. Hey, Lisa Johnson, how you doing, baby? Cassie, baby, say, Miss Sheila, thank you. I really appreciate you. I be feeling slighted when I don't get to see his face. Laugh out loud. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys what I do. I gotta see my baby face, you guys. I done blew up so many pictures of my son. The bed that I sleep in downstairs, I have a picture over the bed of my son with his kids. I try to get happy pictures of my baby with his babies and his niece. I have so many big pictures, you guys. He loved the 49ers. I have his picture. I just have so many pictures. So when you want to see your dad face, go to Walgreens, you guys. Walgreens blow pictures up. You could buy a frame, you could get it blew up, you could put, just to keep your father's memories alive and well. I do that with my son because he had little bitty babies when he left this world. So I want to always remind them exactly who he was. So yes, hey April Love, hey Roz, I'm so grateful I caught this live. April Love, I'm so glad to see you here, sweetie. I'm so glad because you're at the beginning of your grieving, and I know exactly how you're feeling. I'm just so thankful that we can be a sense of comfort for you. Whatever you need, like I said, please let us know. Please let us know. Latoya Nee say, Trinessa, I love you, Roz. I love you too, Trinessa. How do you say it? Tracy Broussard. We all did that as mothers. Okay. Cassie baby say he come back walking. I know that's right, Cassie baby. I don't know what my grandma them did. I said maybe because my grandmama, their little house used to be kind of, listen, y'all, I love my grandma Johnny made him, but my son probably was like, I ain't crawling on this floor. I don't know if my grandma know. But then it was a lot of kids over there too. So they probably was standing him up all night. I don't know. But my son came back and he was mother swinging, walking. And I was so proud of that boy. Gwen say, Ross, I definitely will catch real. Okay, thank you, Miss Gwen. So, I wanted to introduce you guys to him. Myron was a loving, loving, loving kid, helpful kid, had the heart of a lion. He was always little for his age, short stature. I don't know why he didn't pull a little bit from his dad. He pulled after me. He looked like me. He was sensitive to people feelings like me. My son loved love. He loved being the solve, able to solve a problem for somebody. He loved to help. He would always befriend people that other people wouldn't befriend, like Chad, this little white kid with the bifocals, with the blonde hair. Nobody may, would be friends with Chad, but that was Myron's buddy, And although Myron was kind of popular, by association because of who all his cousins, and his sister, they was popular. So he was able to be amongst the popular people, but he still loved the underdog, right? Chad was his partner, and you couldn't tell him nothing about Chad. And you better not mess with Chad because Myron gonna take up for Chad. Like he loved him some Chad, right? And I think as an adult guy, he would say, Mom, I still follow Chad on Facebook. Like my son kept up with everybody. I mean, people that I have not seen in years. If you was an associate of mine, and you came around me at one part of another in my life and you ran into my son was going to remember exactly who you were. And he was going to be on the phone calling me saying, Mama, you remember that lady? You remember that lady that had the kids that used? I ran into her today. She told me to tell you hi. I see my son kept up with everybody. And I'm going to put pictures up from his services because his services would identify the love that people had for him. When I say Myron had rival, and it's not like they gang bang out here, but it's just people from different parts of Richmond that don't get along. it was so many people that was at his services. They had on ski masks and they was incognito, but they was there. But they was amongst guys that they really didn't get along with, but they came and showed they love and support for the sake of Myron, because Myron was such a chill dude, y'all. He was so cool with everybody. So he made it he made it easy for people to want to come and pay their respects, right? Good morning. Hey, Shalaxin with Queen T. How you doing, baby? Sabrina say, wow, Ross, my daughter was 1 pound, 14 ounces and was born at 6 months. Oh, and you know what, Sabrina? It's a lot of us that have that story. It's a lot of us that had it with our second born. Our second borns, a lot of people I know in the 90s, my best friend, one of my best friends, well, we haven't talked in a while, but her daughter was also a preemie, and we was catching bus and Bart to go visit her baby. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was about that second born. I don't know. Hey, Ray Mary, how you doing? Hey, Roz and everyone. Happy Sunday. We'll catch the replay after church. Okay, Ray Mary, enjoy your church, baby. I'm going to find me a good church home. You guys, I have a pastor that's my cousin, and he had a church in Richmond. I think it caught a fire, and I think he's preaching online now, but I'm going to find me somewhere to put me on a pretty dress and go to and just praise God. Dana Blake said, laugh out loud. Your grandson is a reminder of your lovely son, not able to sit still. Yes, Miss Diane. He's his dad, but not just him. Listen, Myron left me 5 kids, 5 grandbabies, and each of his children possess a quality of him. But it's just they all got a piece of him, all of them. And one thing they all have in resort, they all are just really kind children. Like he was a kind son. He was my nicest son, you guys. Myron was considerate to everybody. Myron would say, it's okay. Like I'll go without just so this person can have. Mama, oh, I'll share mine. I don't need as much. That he was my considerate child. Like all of my children are not like that. Some of my kids would be like, go figure, right? But mine was always the one that sacrificed self for others. He did up until the day that he left this world, you guys. Up until the day that he left this world, he always sacrificed his own self needs for other people. For other people. Hold on, guys. Okay. And this is what I'm gonna tell you guys too. So, because I just want you guys to get a good picture of who my son was, right? When at the day of his services, Joel was still really shaken up by the whole situation, kind of like a person that came out of a war, right? Very shaken up. But because he loved his big brother and honored his big brother so full, he had to get up and say something, right? And Joel made so much sense that day. And he said, he was talking about how his brother was always there for him even throughout his death, even in his death, even to his death. He was coming to see about him, right? Myron would run back and forth to Sacramento if because Joel was out in Sac with his dad from 10 to about 17. His dad got him across that high school stage to graduate. After Joel graduated, he came home. But Joel was a problem child in school. But Myron, not Majane, being the oldest, Majane had her own thing going on, right? So she wasn't always available. Joel made a speech. Myron would go to Sacramento anytime Joel felt alone. Joel would be like in the middle school. Myron got his driver's license. He would always take trips to go visit his brother and be there for his brother. Let me drink something, y'all. So sorry about that. But he had made a speech the day of the services, and he was just saying that how he appreciated his brother always being there for him, even up until the last day that he was alive. He was still running to check on Joelle. And it was something that he would always do. I didn't go to Sacramento to see Joelle as often as I should have because I had work, I had other kids. I would get down there when I could. Joelle would come home to visit, and it would just be like that. But I don't care what. When Joelle called Myron, wherever Joelle was at, Myron would go. Myron has even went and argued with Joelle daddy about Joelle. Like Myron didn't play no games when it came to his siblings. If they needed him, he was going to show up. And he even if they were wrong, he would deal with them later. But you was not going to be, say anything to his siblings, or you wasn't going to mistreat his siblings. So he has went to bat for Joel all throughout his life. This was not an isolated a situation, right, you guys? And Joel got up and he spoke about that at the day of Myron services, and it was so true. I don't care. Myron would call off work to go see about Juju. Myron would call off work to go see about Davion. Davion glasses would break and she could not go to school without her glasses. Myron would come from Vallejo to Brentwood with his little tools and fix his sister glasses, you guys. When I say I had an amazing when I say I had an amazing son, I did. I had an amazing son, y'all. He was a protector. Yes, he was, Elaine. He was a big brother that would proudly say, yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you guys, like he was a great big brother, Lawan. He was when I say he fixed Davion glasses so much, so much because going to get her a new pair of glasses would take so long, and my baby could not see. He would get up and come and fix her glasses. He would do everything for us. And our lives have totally changed. I am. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. But yeah, our life has totally changed without Myron. My house is extremely quiet. I don't like it. Thank you, Cassie, baby. Thank you. My strength is okay. Thank you. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you guys. Like I get caught up, you guys. I get a lump in my throat, right? I want to do this page and I want you guys to know my son. But it's a hard conversation to have. You welcome, Dimple J. You guys are welcome. But my life has totally changed with my son being gone. My household is different. It's quiet, too quiet. Um, it's just like your whole life just changed, you guys. Thanks for letting us grieve with you. Take your time, much love. Hey, Faye Kelly, I am because for you. Love you, Roz, St. Louis. Thank you, Shayna. Take your time, Roz. I am. We love you, Roz. I love you guys too. I love all of you guys too. I just, you are so blessed to have experienced that type of love. Roz, his love will never be where it go, baby. Hold on, let me click on something. His love will never be forgotten. Thanks for sharing such intimate times. Big kiss hits to you. Thank you, go getter. Thank you, baby. I could tell Myron was the life of the party. Ginger speaks. I was just getting to that. Listen, I'm searching, and I kind of like, thank you, Latanya. Let it out, Roz. It's okay and healthy. I know T Haw. I'm gonna let it out. I know the feeling, Roz. Let it out. We understand and we've been there. And then, okay, all right. I know Elaine, but I'm so searching for happiness. And I mean, I feel happy and I'm thankful that I have my other children. I can't get used to this quietness, right? I can't get used to my phone not ringing all day long with the updates about what's going on in the community. I don't know what's going on with Parchester and this person and that person because my son kept me so informed. He kept all of us so informed. If it was something going on, he was going to call and say, Mom, did you hear about such and such, such and such? If I was up here, because it's quiet, right? Davion's doing her studies. Joelle is at work. John is either in his room doing applications, out with his casa, doing something to try to elevate his life. This house is so quiet. Now I'm back in therapy because you guys know that I've been feeling really, really bad. Really, really just vibrating low, right? I have pulled away from a lot of things that disturb my peace. Like I haven't made you guys any promises, but it's a few people that I never will listen to again because I feel like they speak curses over your life, right? And it's just not a healthy place to be. So I'm just like I'm missing the fact that I could call my son. I'm missing him, period, you guys. Like I miss him. I miss him. I miss the communication. Being a single woman and not dating, right? He made that easy. Not that he could fulfill any type of needs that I have, just the company, just let's go to dinner. He was the driver. If we was gonna go down to Clear Lake or go down to Reno or take a long, he would we I knew that I had a young man with me, right? Um, I could call my son and say, hey, we're not really doing nothing. We wanted to try to make something, do something, have some fun. He'll be like, Mama, what you want to cook? I'm coming. I'm finna come visit. Me and Nene and the kids. And we would just have a party, y'all. It would be Myron's little family, me, Davion, Joel, and John, and it will turn into a party. We got the grill going, we got the music playing, we laughing and talking and gossiping. Listen, y'all. I miss that so much. I miss that so much. And not that I want chaos in my household, but I'm just like, can somebody make a little bit of noise? Like, let me go get my grandbaby. Like, just something. Too much time to think, right? Of course you miss him. Yes, I do. Hey, Latanya. Good morning. Small Talk is saying, good morning, Latanya. Let me come up. Cassie baby say Trinessa Lynch. Yes, laugh out loud. He is one of Rob's babies that would come and speak to us in the squad and be all pleasant. Cassie baby. My son, listen, if he was still here, y'all would know him. Y'all, he would have been in this camera. How y'all doing? What y'all doing? Rod Squad, what's up? He would get us fired up, y'all. He would fire up everything. He's so different from his little brother Joel. And my Aries are not people, right? Like they don't socialize. They're very guarded, right? Davion will try, but she don't got what Myra got, right? Like she don't got it. Grieve for however long you have to, Ross. Elaine, I'm gonna be grieving forever. I'm not, listen, y'all, I'm not even thinking that I will ever get to a point where I'm not grieving. And that's the advice that I want to just give. Like, I'm not, listen, the grieving don't bother me. Being, listen, when I'm emotional about my son, Listen, it's okay. That's my son. If I'm gonna be emotional forever, I will. Till I take my last breath. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the where I stand with that, right? I'm not in no hurry to be strong. Like I'm not. I'm not. I have my moments. I embrace those moments. I try not to stay there because it can turn into depression. I'm not trying to be depressed, right? Because depression is a whole monster. Like it really make you fall short of really even living life. Like I go through what I go through and I have my moments like right now. I'm just having some downtime, but when I get done, I'm going to get up. I'm going to jump in a shower. A shower always helps me to have an amazing day, and then I'm going to pick myself up by the bootstraps and I'm going to have my day to be as fulfilled as I can make it. Although everything is going on with me and I miss my son and I'm reminiscing about who he was as a person, and it hurts me because I miss that. I miss him. I'm still not going to stay stuck. But am I rushing to get over grieving? No. Am I accepting the fact that I may grieve until I take my last breath? Yes. Is it okay? Most definitely so. Most definitely so. Toy said he definitely was always smiling when he came on your lives. When he came in your home, um, is generated though. Yes, he was my. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all this story, and then I'm not gonna hold y'all up over here because I know it's Sunday. It's a lot that we could talk about. I know it's other people that probably want to come live, but let me share a story with you guys. Let me read a few comments and then I'm gonna share one more story, and then you guys are gonna get about time we get through with this channel, and this channel is gonna be here forever, so I'm not even gonna rush it. You guys are gonna really know who Myron was. I'm gonna share pictures of. I have a community link now, so I'm gonna put up pictures of Myron. From being Myron was he was so cute. When I say I love to take him to get a fresh haircut with his nugget earring and his chain and his bracelet with his hoodie on. My baby was so cute, y'all. Hold on, let me see. Latanya say you are doing a great job sharing your story about Marn with the Ross Squad. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, Latoya. I understand, Ross. I'm here for you. Thank you, Surrender95. Let me see. It's Rosa. Ross, good morning, sweetheart. Keep your head up in the midst of your adversities. You are loved. I am definitely loved. Vanessa say it's okay. Ross, he protected his siblings to the end. Let me ping you to the end, y'all. And Joel got up at his services and he spoke on that because he did. He did. And he would rip and run down that highway to check on each and every last one of his siblings. They kept him busy. It wasn't a father around. Big Martin has always been around. Paris has been around, but they didn't jump the gun and feel obligated to jump up and go the way that Myron did. Myron felt like he had to, like this is what he was going to do, right? Elaine said, "You will always have a hole in your heart. God is the only one who can heal the hurt and comfort you too." Yes, Elaine. Yes, yes, yes. God is the only one. Cassie baby say ginger speak yes. And I always say his bright eyes would come on camera all excited and happy. And let me tell y'all something about them eyes. Bright eyes. My mother would call him a brother. Like he was just mine was like I said, I feel cheated. I feel like he was such an amazing treat, right? I know exactly how he would have been because I was in the beginning of building the Rod Squad. At this point and at this level, my son would have been a part. Oh yeah, he would have had a camera in his living room. Rod Squad, like he would have fired y'all up every day. I don't know who you guys would have gravitated to, me or him. He probably would have stole the show. That's just who my son was. But I got a story for y'all. Take your time. I understand I can't talk about my dad without getting choked up. I was so close to my dad. Yes, Angela. It's really like having a frog in your throat. You want the words to come out, but you can't get the words out, right? Like it's so frustrating. But I'm sure that anybody over here that's listening, you guys already know that it's not easy. It's not easy, but I'm ready to do this, right? I'm ready to reminisce and talk about my amazing son. I remember when Mario used to come to the camera and say hello and smile. I used to love to see his wave and the waves in his hair, the smile. He was so pleasant. He was Trinessa, and my baby had long dreads twice. And he used to be like, Mama, dudes can't cut their hair like me. See, Myron had a beautiful braid of hair. Him and my Janae, they got hair like their grandmother Mary Crenshaw, right? Beautiful, wavy, thick, beautiful hair. My Janae and Myron both got it. And Myron would cut his dreads and go to waves. Then he would grow his dreads. I'm gonna put all type of pictures up, you guys. And then he would grow his dreads back, and he would clown people that was holding on to their dreads for dear life. That if they cut them, they couldn't grow back because they didn't have the quality of hair, right? So Myron would be like, "Yeah, I'm finna cut out, then I'm gonna grow back. I'm finna be stunting on these dudes." Like he used to always brag about his beautiful hair, and it's so funny because only a couple of my grandbabies got his hair. A couple of them didn't, right? But he loved his hair. Him and Majane got beautiful hair. Hey, Denise, good morning, my beautiful lady. I love you. I'm still healing. I grieve is different ways. Ways miss her so much. She visit often, and I know it's her. Yes, Denise. Take your time, Roz. Beautiful diva. I am, baby. But let me tell y'all something before I go. And I'm gonna be live over on Chopping Up with Ross too because I got a reaction for you guys. But this is just near and dear to my heart. My son, my son, and I'm gonna tell you guys this. My son loved me unconditionally. Unconditionally. See, people say I don't know unconditional love. I definitely do. I definitely do, right? My son loved me unconditionally. I didn't like certain things that people would do. Myron was so kind to everybody, people could manipulate him, mainly behind his children, right? So I had a rule that my son could not bring nobody to my house outside of his children. No friends, no girlfriends, no nothing, just him and his children. Because sometimes you have to cut nip stuff in the bud, especially when you don't like what you're seeing. I was that type. I did not like what I was seeing, but I knew that my son was an adult, and I knew that it was his choices to make, right? So the very last Father's Day, June 19th, right before he passed away, I was at a place where I did not want Myron to bring the mess. He was having problems with these women. I did not want the mess to come through my front door, so I had a rule that only him and his children can come through my door. And he respected my wishes, although he was upset at my wishes. He respected my wishes. So when I celebrated him on Father's Day, he had to split his time because of course his girlfriends want to celebrate him. I'm celebrating him. So he came here. He said, "Man, mama, I gotta come up here with you. I got a couple of hours to sit up here with you because I gotta go over here because we could have just did something all together." He was fussing at me. He was fussing at me, y'all. I don't know if it was the last picture that we took, you guys, but we took a picture, and I'm gonna post that picture today. Me and my baby took a picture on Father's Day, and he was smiling, and he had a steak. I made him a steak dinner with some shrimp and salad and garlic bread, and he ate. And he said, "I gotta save some room because now I got three different people cooking for me because you won't let everybody." He kept on trying to make me feel bad and fuss at me, right? But he came here to spend that uninterrupted time with me because he knew that that was important to me, right? But he was fussing about it, y'all. But he still was gonna make sure that he made everybody that loved him happy. I don't care how many places he had to go to. This he was just gonna make everybody feel like know that he appreciated them, right? Hey, Simply Grateful, how you doing, baby? Yes, Myron was handsome and had pretty eyes. Yes, Miss Sheila, handsome, pretty eyes, pretty hair. A man, that man. Let me see. God has me. to think that, let me see, Elaine Dixon say, God has me to think that her happy times as a child instead of her illness. I am thankful he blocked it out, but I still get triggered. Okay, Elaine. And whenever you want to, you guys can let me know. Like, not today because we've been here almost an hour. But if you got anybody that want to come up and share your stories, it's not just about Myron. This is about all of us as a whole. It's in memory of Myron, but this is about all of our babies that we lost. This is about anybody in our family that we've lost, and we want to have a listening ear and get support from our fellow sisters. This is a safe place to do that, right? Libra 4 sending love and prayers to you as well, sweetie. Yes, Libra 4. Hey, Libra 4, where you at, boo? Oh, let me see. Latanya say Libra 4 and Mercy. Small talk. Willie Keisha said, thanks for sharing your son's memory with us. I can hear the excitement in your voice when you speak about him. Just know he's watching over y'all. Yes, he is. Small talk. Willie Keisha. Hey, Roro. Good morning, sweetie. Libra 4 say, good morning, Ross. And Chad still sending up prayers for you and your family. Thank you, baby. Keep those prayers coming, you guys, because I definitely feel lighter. I feel lifted. I know that I'm having my moment this morning, but it's not a heavy moment, right? Like it's not what I was going through before. So those prayers definitely are working. You guys are praying for me. I'm praying for you guys, but I'm also praying for myself, right? Let me see. Shannon say that pain runs deep. So all that devilish talk, shaking my head, is all I'm gonna say. Yes, I'm not. Listen, you got to be careful, you guys. And I'm going to say this again. And I know that I've been reiterating this because I feel so passionate about it. Be careful. We call ourselves being nosy, right? And we listen to stuff and oh, it's not affecting us. That stuff will get in your subconscious. It will get in your stomach. I was feeling stress in my stomach. You know, as women, we carry our stress in our gut, right? Gut health is so important as a woman, as a person, period. But this is where stress is carried, right? Be careful what you allow in your psyche. Be careful what you absorb on these internet streets because it could get to a point where it is verbal curses. You got to be careful. So I feel lighter. I feel like I got out of a situation that was a close call because it was breaking me silence. Like it was breaking me quietly, right? Like it's like I told you guys, it's several people that I cannot even see their pages anymore because the hatred of the low down talk, I don't need to hear that. I can kind of, you know, I can kind of guess what a person got to say because this is what they do, right? So no, be careful what you absorb on these YouTube streets. Hey Miss Fletch, how you doing? Vanessa say, I pray for your strength, Ross. Hold on to God's unchanging hands. You got, listen, I definitely am. He was good looking when he would come on the camera. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, guys. Shannon say, thank you, Latoya. I appreciate that is hard. So, yes, I feel Ross pain. Yes, yes, yes. And I know that a lot of us that have lost our babies and lost our parents and lost people that we love, some people that we just really felt like we couldn't live without. Um, I'm sure that we have a lot of similarities, you guys. A lot of similarities. I know with April Love. I kind of know exactly, I can identify what she feels right now. And if you guys are not aware, she shared her story. They located her daughter deceased. It's probably been about 3 to 4 days now. So her daughter I think, was in her early 40s. They're investigating what took place. I know exactly how April Loves feels. I know exactly what this is feeling like and doing to her. I could be a sense of, like support for her because I know firsthand what that feeling feels like. It's okay. Nothing is never going to be too weird. Nothing is never going to be too small. It's always going to be looked at as a big deal because I know the feeling. Even when we can't put how we feel into words, From one mother of a lost child to another, I know that sometimes you cannot find the words to say. I know that sometimes we cannot verbalize what's going on. Yes, pray for April Love, you guys. Roz, I can't even read the coroner's report. No, you're not going to be ready, April. Listen, sis, look how long I could not even hear my son's voice. I could not look at my son's this lifeless body. I know to some people they not gonna understand that, but this is what was going on with me. I couldn't. I did not want to see it. I could not take it. My children, we could not see it. Thank you guys for all the prayers for April Love. It's not easy. Lord have mercy. Yes, Latanya. Yes, April Love is in the beginning of this storm, and we're gonna all weather this storm together. We're gonna have a virtual kumbaya. We're gonna get through what we need to get through together, because that's one amazing thing about the Raw Squad. We are here to give love, support, suggestions, ideas. We're here for a multitude of reasoning. We're here because we belong here. We're not here by accident. We're going to love on April. I don't know from experience, April, but my sis in law was found on Thanksgiving, and my then husband seemed to be having a outer body experience. I pray for you, April Love, sincerely and genuinely. Let me pin you, Cassie, baby. Most definitely so. Most definitely so. Let's pray without ceasing. Let's continuously. Even when I'm walking through my house throughout the day, you guys, and I'm not on my hands and knees and right there, I may walk through my house and just be praying out loud. Or I may be walking outside on my porch and I'm talking in my head. It doesn't take much to just send a prayer of comfort and understanding and love and support to your fellow sisters or even to yourself, even to ourselves, you guys. I feel like I put on the suit or armor the other day. I got into my Psalms, and something was lifted up off of me, you guys. Literally, a weight was lifted, and I felt the relief from it. So I thank you guys in April. Listen, it may not be a lot that you can do right now, but baby steps, and don't let nobody tell you what you should be doing, because no, you do what resonate in your spirit to do. If something is too hard and you can't do it right now, don't force yourself to do it. Just put it up. Find you a pretty box. Put whatever you need in the box. When you're ready, you'll be okay. I've never opened up my son's death certificate, and it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. I still have not opened up that death certificate because I don't want to. I don't want to, and it's okay. I extend grace to myself. I'm not going to put more on myself than what I can bear. And you don't, and none of us have to. None of us have to, you guys. But I'm gonna forever come on here and be a sense of support. That's right, Roz. It's time to prayer. Let me see. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let me go up. Miss Stacy V said, the more you open up over time, it will get easier to talk about. Yes, Miss Sassy, that's what I'm praying for. That's right, Roz. It's the prayers. It's the prayers. You feel them prayers. I lost my dad when I was a teenager. I was so confused, hurt, and sad. It was right before my graduation from high school. I still grieve right now to this day, and it's perfectly fine. Small talk with Lakeisha. And that was a very important time. High school, like that was a time. It's just like, I know no time is the right time, but that's it's like any other time than when I'm so young. So young, people don't understand. God is still in control, most definitely. So, April say, I remember you saying that you can hear his voice. You couldn't hear his voicemail, Roz, and that is what helped me. Yes, I couldn't hear. I still have not even turned on my son's phone, and Nene brought me that phone almost a year ago. It's in a box. When I'm ready. When I'm ready. Not when another person ready. Not when people may think that they ready. When I'm ready. And that's what I want you guys to know. Prayers to all grieving mothers. My God. Thank you, Toy G. Thank you, baby. I don't know from experience. Okay, I read that. Let me come down. Praying for you, April Love. Thank you, Antoinette. Hey, Elaine. Sharice. Hey, Juicy Fruit is praying for April Love. Small Talk with Keisha. That was a very hard time. I know that, and you're gonna grieve. High school, that's the last thing you want to be dealing with is the loss of your parents, right? That's right, Ross. It's the prayers. The more you open up, it will get easier to talk about. I'm with you when you're right. Stacy said, my mommy talks about my brother all the time. Very traumatic. I feel you all. Tears. Thank you, Stacy Dodson. Sonia Vaughn said people can tell no one how to grieve. You most definitely can't. Only a fool will try, right? Only a foolish person would try. Like you can't. You can't. Vanessa say, as small talks, some with same with my stepdad. It's still very hard today. It's been 15 years. It's still hard. Yes, yes, yes. Let me see. Miss Fletcher say, no one could tell you how long you need to grieve. Not one person. Let me see. Sana Brooks say, let me see why something so I can't. People tell me, it's been 4 years. My husband died in my arms. Them people can't tell me nothing. No, they can't. No, they can't. They can't tell you nothing. And that's amazing. Let me tell y'all something before I get to small talk with Lakeisha. My uncle, my uncle Ivan. I don't know if he's on here. My auntie Nadrika. My uncle Ivan is my mother's little brother, and my auntie Nadrika is my uncle Ivan's ex-wife. They 1-year-old baby died, took his last breath in my uncle's arms. I don't know how he is sane. My uncle and my auntie they have two daughters now. Two older daughters, like my little cousin just got into San Jose State with Davion. But that was a hard time. My little cousin was 1 years old and he took his last breath in my uncle's arms. And I just don't know how my uncle was able to, deal with that and live with that. I know it had to be complicated, but I know that my uncle went through that. Lawanda say, yes, it is Latanya. Small talk say, Roz, I have not been to my daddy's gravesite. I just don't have the nerves to go. Take your time. And you don't have to go. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. That's their resting place. But you can worship and love and communicate with your dad wherever you may be. You go when you're ready. Okay. Latanya Lee say at Lawanda, prayers up. Kim Young say, I've just been clicking around YouTube to watch some lives and came across this channel. I've only heard a little bit, but it sounds like it's about grief. Prayers to all who have lost a child. Thank you, Kim Young. Thank you, Kim Young, and welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel, Boo. Toy G say small talks. To me, my father was murdered when I was in the 11th grade. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's hard, Toy G. You can relate to what small talks. That's right. Sylvia said prayers for everyone. May God give you the strength to go on day by day, because that's how we have to take it, y'all. One day at a time. One day at a time. I don't care what nobody say. If I gotta go back and forth to therapy forever, I don't care. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go vent. I'm gonna go yell. I'm gonna go cry. I'm gonna ask a million questions because the goal is to heal. Now, how that healing is looking like, I don't know, but I know that I'm going to seek it because I have a whole family. I am the matriarch of my family, my immediate family. So I have to figure out how to be able to be okay, right? So you say, do what's best for you. Let me pin you. That goes for everybody. Always do what's best for you. Don't do what's best for me. Don't do what's best for do what's best for you as an individual. This is when you separate yourself from everybody else. Do what resonates to be okay for you. Because what may be okay for me may not work for you. And that's fine. We're individuals for a reason, right? So always do what's best for you. Sonia Vaughn, that's the best. That's the best advice that you could give. Look at God. Look at God. Amazing. Kim Young, just remember, they are never truly honestly as long as you speak women. They are never truly honest as long as you speak to them. They visit us all the time. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I just had a dream about my son last night for the people that came in late, and he didn't even know that he was passed on. And in the dream, I was saying, Myron, do you know that you died? And he was like, that I died. And it's crazy because my son kept a bald head with waves or he kept dreads. But in his dream, he had an afro. Guess what, y'all? In my dream, my son had an afro last night. In his casket. When he passed away, guess what? He had an afro. My son never had an afro, but he needed a haircut when he passed away. About time we got him to the funeral home, his hair had grew out into a small afro. In my dream last night, he was running around with an afro. And I've never seen my son grow an afro. So that was my dream. In my opinion, grieving is a lifetime. You will always think about them. Yes, Tiffany Hall. I said, as long as I don't get Alzheimer's or dementia or something where my memory is messed up, I will never forget my son. I will never forget what he meant to me. I will never forget the joy that he brought me. I will never forget the lessons he taught me. I will never forget it. I will never forget it. I will always remember it. Wow, he's coming to you. Yes. Wow, Ross. Yes, Vanessa is something, right? He's definitely coming to me. That's why I said I got to get up and I got to do this live today. My son said, Mama, don't make no channel and then put me on no back burner. That's what he would be telling me, right? If you gonna tell people about me, Mama, go ahead and start my channel. What you mean? Wow, God is good. Yes. Trina say yes, do what you need to do. What's best for you, and the devil will the devil what's best for you. The devil come to steal, kill, and destroy. Little do they know they're destroying their own self. I love you and your family, Ross. Thank you, Miss Trina. And they are. Because guess what? I'm not listening to that demonic shit no more. I'm done with it. But yes, Miss Fletcher, yes, you guys, Myron is coming to me because he had that afro. And I didn't even view my baby's body in no casket. I didn't view my baby body in no mortuary. I did not look at my baby. You know how I know he had afro? Because his daddy told me, oh, my son growing an afro. He had an afro. He looked good, Miss Thing. He looked good. His hair was grown out, but they had it cut. They had it combed out, and it was cool. He had a cool little afro. In his dream last night, my son was talking to me. He had an afro on, and I was telling him to bring me my car. That dream, it was so real, you guys. It was so real. Let me see. April, Shannon say, April love big hugs from St. Louis. The goal is to heal. Yes, it is. The goal is never to forget about our loved ones, but to be able to live knowing that they have moved on, they has transitioned on to everlasting life, right? And we will see them again one day. I believe that I'm gonna be with my son. When I transition, my son is gonna be right there to greet me. This is what I believe. This is what I believe, right? Not to say everybody have to believe it, but this is what I believe. Let me see, Kim Young. Thank you for all your beautiful input, sweetie. Grieving comes in waves, and everybody does it differently. As long as you have God in your heart and your life, healing will come in time, but closure never will. I agree. I agree with you. Let me pin you because that's words of wisdom. We gonna look at 222. We gonna be all right, but we won't. We listen. We'll never forget. We'll never forget. But eventually, we get a little bit stronger every day. I know that I'm a lot better than what I was a year ago. I know that every year that it gets close to the anniversary of me not having him, it's going to be that level of strength will be there. See, I wanted to do all this big stuff every time. I may do something very intimate this year. Like, I can do whatever it is that I want to do. I don't always have to keep things the same, right? Like, I have already identified that I'm an individual and I don't have to live up to nobody expectations but my own, right? And I want you guys to take that with you too. Sonia Vaughn said, I never been the same. My only baby passed in my arms at 2 years old, and it hurts, but I trust in God. Okay, Sonia, your only baby. You never had another baby again. My heart goes out to you. And I don't know because I have other children, but I just extend love to you because see, you just don't even, I don't even know what to say. I know that that's very sad to hear. But I love you, Sonia Vaughn, and I'm just praying for your strength, praying for your strength. And it's okay, one day at a time. Shayna Brooks say, my husband and my mom is in my bedroom and living room. Okay, Shauna. And you know what? We're going to talk about what do we do when we cremate, right? Because I'm at a point in my life where I'm not going to keep my son I'm not going to keep my son trapped in that urn. I mean, everybody may think different, but I'm going to release my baby somewhere so beautiful, somewhere so surreal. I'm going to release my baby because, we supposed to do dust to dust, ashes to ashes, right? Nowhere does say that we keep them trapped. So I feel like I need to and the way that my son was, I know I need to let him go. He's like, let me go. Free me, regardless to what I know that he's free, but I got to get him out of that thing. Like that iron is nice. It's engraved with his name, but guess what? He wants to be free, right? And that's what I feel. Let me see. Thanks to everyone so much. And I pray for everyone who is grieving and also protection for our families. Yes, April. Got to keep the ones that's here safe. I pray for my children all the time. And you know what? The one thing as mothers that we have to go through, because when you lose a kid, you almost want to have all your kids just sit still. I need to guarantee safety for everybody. That's not realistically thinking. I still got kids moving around this world. Moving around this world. This is where faith, this is where you got to stand on God's promise. You just have to have a large level of faith because I cannot realistically make my kids sit still and just guarantee their safety. We still got to keep everybody lifted in prayers because anything can happen to any one of us at any given second. So let's just stay prayed up. Let me drop down because I'm gonna get out of here. Amen, Roz. Yes. Hey, Glam to Gam. Let me see. At Young Kim, he did welcome. Let me see. He did welcome to this channel. Sweetie Roz is a beautiful soul. Thank you, Lawanda. Toy G say we Jesus. April Love say hey KIM. Let me see. Happy blessed Sunday, Ross and Chad. Have a blessed, good, godly day on purpose, everybody. Continue to rest in paradise, Myron. You, Ross, and your family in my prayers. Thank you, Sharon Westbrook. Thank you, beautiful. Everybody is speaking to Glam. Glam, you just getting up, boo. We finna come to a close. One of my best friends lost her whole family to gun violence, and she is preaching the gospel today. I don't visit my daughter's grave either, Roz. Okay, Elaine. Wow, that's something. Kim say, I believe God sent me to this channel today. There are angels amongst us. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, sweetie. Let me see. April Love say, I would not see my baby like that either. The last memory was so beautiful with her. We had taco salad. She was happy. I made them, and we were loving on each other. That's what I want to remember. That's right, April Love. That's right, honey. And hold on to that. Listen, they say to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord, right? So if you don't want to look over a shell, if you have somebody that you trust that will let you know that the people that you pay to get your baby shell, her body in order, can let you know how your baby look and you can't withstand that, that's perfectly fine. Just have somebody you trust. See, I trust Big Myron, although he dropped the ball a lot of times. I know he was he's able to be honest enough for me to let me know how his son looked it. So I trusted him when he told me that my son looked it great, right? Okay, you guys, I'm not gonna hold. Hey, Glam. Hey, Rudy Rowan, Uncut. Kim Young say the support, understanding, understanding, standing, and connection from this chat and others who have been through such loss as to healing tenfold. I wish you all a blessed day, and they are with you always. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hey, sweet Nessa 49. Let me see. My sister in law husband lost his mother he loved so much, didn't attend her funeral. He said he couldn't. No one could judge him. No, no one could judge him because guess what? The memories are still there. It's, I mean, I don't under, people got to allow people to do what they need to do. Jacqueline Purdue, I did get your message, baby, and I gotta get with Royalty Queen and see what the problem is. But if we don't find any problem, I will definitely get you back situated with the sister circle. Hey, Black Ruby Ma, how you doing, baby? You say, hey, Vanessa, hey, beautiful. Well, listen, you guys, we've been here an hour and 20 minutes. Thank you guys for allowing me to just talk this morning. Like I said, I want to try to at least come to this page at least twice a week. So I will be back again. I want to come live because I want to show you guys what I do for my coping, far as keeping my son face and his memory so alive in my household. It may not work for everybody, but I know that it works for me. So I'm gonna be sharing that with you guys. I will drop the link. It's not just gonna be with me. I really want to hear from you guys. So I pray that you guys, are able to come up and just share your testimonies and things that you have, been working on far as your healing journey with us so that we can come together. Because the more ideas that we give, the more, ideas that that we will have as grieving mothers, right? Like I know what my ways are, but I could just know that it's always nice to hear what other people do and try to bring that into something that you practice for yourself, right? So this is all about just lifting each other up, giving each other ideas, being there, like I said, to love and support one another. I'm gonna come back today about 5 to do a reaction, but I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna straighten up, get my hair, do something with this head of mine, and then we're gonna be on chopping it up with Roz today at 5 for a reaction. But I appreciate you guys so much for coming over here and just getting a piece of who Mac Myron Crenshaw was. That boy was amazing, you guys. He's still amazing. He's still number one in my book. But yes, you guys, I appreciate you guys so much. But let me get out of here. I will see you guys in somebody comment section. Let's have an amazing day on purpose. And I love you all. And April, don't forget that if it's one thing that you need, do not hesitate to act. Let us know so that we can be a sense of blessings to you. And also, if you have an address where we can send you some flowers, I would love to be able to send you some heartfelt flowers. So, could you please get that information to us? I know I asked you last night. I'm just reiterating it tonight just in case you forgot, because I know me, I'm a procrastinator. So sometimes I need people to remind me to do things because I will put it off into months and Sundays, right? Well, I love you guys. I love, love, love you guys. Let's have an amazing day on purpose. And I just wish everybody the best. Love you, Ross Squad. I love you guys. See you guys later on at 4 on Chopping It Up with Ross. Bye, guys. Bye bye.